Hello and welcome to another interesting section on how to attract clients to your mobile consultancy app business, mobile app consultancy business. All right, we've been discussing a series of short strategies and very easy to implement strategies that you can use to basically attract unlimited clients to your mobile app consultancy business. And in this section, we'll be talking about the business card strategy. Please be on the lookout for the remaining 9 different strategies that we are teaching in this 10-part course. All right, each of them are very easy to implement. Each of them are very simple to implement, but you still have to do the work. All right, the business card strategy is one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why, because this is an area that many people do not think about. I mean, everywhere you go, people give you business cards. When you go to workshops, when you go to trainings, when you meet people even in the marketplace, when you meet them in the store, as long as they're business people, before you talk 5 minutes, you are already exchanging business cards. But what do we really do with these business cards? Most of us, when we get home, what we do is that we just dump the business card in our drawers, in our bags, on the TV shelf. We just drop it anywhere and never do anything with it. Yet that is a big source of major money for you as a business person. So in this section, I want to tell you how you can use those business cards to make major money for your mobile app business, how you can get clients using those same cards that you have ignored for months and years. All right, and because I have tried this and it has worked tremendously for me. And what is this strategy? Like I said, we want to keep each section very short but direct to the point, no fluff. All right, what you want to do with these business cards is that you gather all the business cards, okay, that are already gathering dust in your drawers, in your bags, on your table shelves. All right, you gather them together, take a look at them and try to remember, okay, where you got those cards from. All right, you might end up with about 200-300 cards if you search enough. All right, and you've been in business a while, you definitely can get that. You just don't know now until you start doing the exercise. Now you look those cards over. All right, the ones where you remember the context or the place and the circumstance in which you got the cards, put them to one side. The ones you can't even remember, and there'll be plenty of them that you can't remember how you got the cards, put them to the other side. When you are done sorting, okay, the pile where you remember the circumstance, the event, the workshop, the meeting, or the place where you got the cards, that is the one you want to work on first. And it's very simple to do. What you now do is to pick each card up. All right? You pick this card. Most cards will have the phone number and the email on it. Definitely. And the name of the company or what the company does. Before you call, what I would do if you really want to be a professional, try to go to the website of that company. Most of them also have websites in there, particularly the ones you will have received in the last 3 years or so. Check out their website. See what the company does. Be clear in your head that you understand what the company does. And then think about how you can approach a presentation to them from the point of view of using mobile apps to get more clients, to make more sales, and to generally improve their brand. All right? The points of difference are not many, but it is important for you to tailor it to that particular industry, and in particular, the company that you're about to speak to. Once you have made your notes, you know how to approach this and amended your slides that you have to make sure that when you are talking to this person about mobile app business, you are talking about it in context to what they are interested in. Once you get that, it's easy to do. All right, once you get that together, all right, like for instance, if the card you want to call is a lawyer, all right, you want to look at what it takes, why are mobile apps important for lawyers. If you can't think of too much about it, Google it. Okay, why is mobile app business important, mobile app important to a law firm? I can guarantee you somebody has written an article on it. Study some of those articles and make your notes. In shorthand, you know, so you have about 4 or 5 reasons why the lawyer you want to call should get a mobile app. If it's a doctor, if it's a real estate person, do some little research to get about 5 or 6 points that are directly on point, that they will appreciate why they need mobile apps. Now, once you have done that, your homework, then you call the person. All right, and it is important when you call, don't go and start presenting mobile app business to them. That's a very wrong way to do it. You got to make the contacts and rekindle the relationship. All right, basically you want to remind them where you guys met. You want to remind the circumstance, and you guys want to discuss the circumstance a little bit. All right, and so it will go something like this. Let's say as a lawyer, I went to the annual conference of lawyers. All right, and over there I met some of those vendors who sell stuff to lawyers, for instance. All right, or even some other lawyers. And I want to call this lawyer, if he's a lawyer I'm calling, and I want to call him about mobile app business. So I'm going to call him and I'm going to say, wow, how are you? Do you remember me? This is Dr. O.P. Banwo. Remember we met in Las Vegas at the anniversary of so and so at the 10th conference of a bar association. And then, obviously, hopefully, he will also remember the context. If he remembers, good. All right, so once he remembers, you guys will now spend some time talking about that mutually beneficial circumstance. All right, you talk about the conference. What did you take from there? I mean, that was the worst conference I ever attended, or that was the best conference. What do you think of those speakers? You guys talk a little bit, about 5 minutes on that event. What they are doing is that you are rebonding with this person. Once you've done that a bit, your job is now to redirect the conversation to ask the man, so what are you doing now? What are you doing to increase your income? Or what exactly is your law firm up into now? How is it going out there in Philadelphia in the law practice? So you give the other person opportunity to talk about what interests them, which is their law practice and their business. Are you getting new clients? Things are tough now. I hear that judges in Philadelphia are tough. What do you think? Have you had any experience with any of them? So you ask questions that will make the man feel good because you are showing genuine interest in his own business. That is very important. Before you go to yours, you got to remind them of the circumstance, talk about the circumstance a bit. Then from there, you got to go to their own business. Now, the way it happens 90% of the time is when you are done with the man, he is actually the one that will now ask you the reciprocal question that how are you doing? You don't want to go out there and start saying, oh, I'm building apps now. Unless you can't avoid it. But I can guarantee you, if you show enough interest in the guy's business, human beings are naturally reciprocal. Or when you show enough interest in his business, he's also going to ask you, what are you doing? All right, what kind of business are you doing? Is Omaha. Let's say I live in Omaha, Nebraska. It's inevitable. After we've talked about him a while, unless it's a complete jerk, all right, he's going to ask me, how is Nebraska? Then I'm going to tell him, I'm going to say, Nebraska is fine, but right now I'm not really doing much law because what I've discovered is I'm a little bit tired about law. But so what I'm doing now is I'm working on things to help lawyers do even better business. And I have this business I'm doing now called mobile app marketing, where you can actually use mobile apps to increase your client base. That we're actually using it in my law firm. You can go to bi-law.com to check out our app. It's awesome. And as a matter of fact, that is why I am calling you. So it is important for you to be upfront about why you call. Be honest. Don't make it sound like it's just from the blue. You tell him at this point that that's one of the reasons I called you, because I was looking for other lawyers that might be interested in using mobile apps to improve their business. Okay? And I remember that I met you and I remember your card. And that's why I'm calling. See, people are disarmed by your honesty. All right, so you now ask the next question will not be, do you have mobile app for your business now? 9 out of 10 will tell you no. So the next question at the next level you now go is, guy, you guys are really missing out. All right, there are many reasons why you actually need to have one. All right, remember this is not a formal presentation, but you are going over your talking points. Then you quickly go over the 5 points, the personal experience you have had, if it is something related to your own business. And I tell them that this is why a lot of people don't get it yet, but this is where this is going. People are not going to yellow pages anymore. People are not just searching anymore. You can have your clients take this with you. You give them all the reasons why they need to have an app. Then don't ever forget to ask for the deal. When you're done with all of that, then you ask them, as a matter of fact, I have just invested in a proprietary software, which is true. I have an exclusive software that will allow me to build this for people very quickly and at a very reduced price. That when I was going to do mine, it was like about $5,000 and it took like a month. All right, a lot of people thought these things are very expensive to do. But now I've acquired this proprietary software, exclusive software that will allow us to build it for you in 7 days. Would that be something you'll be interested in? All right. More than likely, it's going to tell you yes. And then you tell him, awesome. That right now we're selling each app for $3,000, but I'm willing to do one for you at maybe half that price, at $1,500 or $2,000, because we're colleagues. Does that sound nice to you? And you don't even have to pay me the whole money now. Just pay me a deposit. I will build one for you. All right. Within 7 days, I'll show it to you. If you like it, then you can pay me the balance. If you don't like it, we can call it a wash, and then I can just write off the rest of the money, and I'll still let you keep the app. Something like that. Okay. So you got to flow into it, that like that. And that is how I got lots of clients, but because I had practically hundreds, all right, hundreds of cards, all right. And so what you do is you call and then offer them a deal they can't refuse, which means you got to make the deal very sweet. Remember, you are calling them from the blue. They don't know about you before. They were not thinking about mobile apps. So you can tell them, they can go to your website and they see that you're selling this at $2,000 a pop right now. But you're willing to offer a great deal for them, maybe half the price, if this is something it feels they can use. All right? If it's hesitating, just tell them, listen, you don't have to risk so much. Just pay me maybe 10% of the $2,000. Just write me a check for $200 just to cover some of the, to show your commitment. Then I will get my guys to build you a complete one. And then when we show it to you, then you can make a final decision whether you want to pay for the rest of it or you don't want it. If you don't want it, I'm telling you right now, I'll write off the rest of the app. At that point, you might not mention that you even let them keep it. All right? So if you say I will write off the rest and I'll just walk away and it looks like it's hesitating, then you tell him, listen, I will even let you keep the app. Okay? If you really don't like it, all right, I'm not going to make you pay the balance, but I'm 100% sure you are going to like this. Let me build it, and then I will show it to you next week. Is that okay with you? All right, that's fine. I will send you my PayPal address. Just send in the 200. Always keep going to closing the deal without appearing to be doing so. That will it be all right if I send you my PayPal address for you to just wire the money to, or you want to mail me a check? How do you really want to do this? Or you can send me a check to my office. All right? And the minute they pay you something, don't try to get too big a check in advance. Even if it's $100, once you commit them, more than likely, a honest professional will buy the finished product from you. They may still negotiate the final price, but they will buy from you. It's a very, very, very awesome strategy. Like I said, most of the strategies in this training is very easy. It's very easy. It's a question of whether you can implement it. And I want you to take action right now. Just get up, go to your drawer, start piling up the cards, and start gather all of them together on your desk right now. And then begin to sort them. See, it is action that will make you win. Until you take action, you're not going to win in this business. And I've seen that over and over again. But if you were to get up from your desk right after watching this, go gather the business cards and then begin to sort them out, the one you recognize, the one you don't recognize. And from there, you start to schedule yourself that I'm going to spend maybe 2 hours a day over the next 1 week just calling people on this card to offer them my business as a mobile app consultant. Following the steps I've just mentioned, where you basically first reconnect about the business, you rekindle the relationship where you guys first met yourself. Then from there, you transition into asking them what they are doing now, and then show genuine interest by giving them tips. Let's say, for instance, there's a tip that you think will be useful for their business. Give it to them. If there's a resource that you're in control of, or you know where they can get that will help their business, that is the time you give, all right, to show that you're genuinely interested in what they are doing. And then you wait for the opportunity where they will ask you, what are you doing? Unless they're jerks, they will ask you at some point. And at that point, you have to be honest with them. Tell them what you are doing and tell them, in fact, that's why you are calling them, because you are involved in mobile app consultancy. And then you tell them why. Tell them why it is important to their business. Then ask them whether they have one. If they don't have an app, then offer them a deal they can't refuse. A deal they cannot refuse is a deal that is so sweet, they'll be stupid to say no. If you are selling something at $3,000 and you can show them, say they can go to this website and see how much it costs, but you're going to do it for them today at a third of that price, for $1,000. Most people will jump at that, or for $500. And then the deal, whatever price you're asking them, you are not even asking them to pay everything right now. You are saying, let them just pay a token to show their commitment, and then when you build it, they don't like it, you walk away. That's a sweet deal. And if they are still hesitant about putting any money down, giving you one reason or the other, then you can tell them, okay, forget about the money. Will you mind if I build this thing on my own? I will spend the money. I will spend the resources. And then I can come show it to you. If you like it, then you can pay me. If you don't like it, then we shake hands, no hard feelings. If you tell them that, most people are going to tell you to go ahead. They're not putting any money down. And most times when you build it and make sure it looks good, but don't take it the next day, take it about a week after. Most people are considerate. They're going to see that you have put in some work here. All right? So even if they don't want it, they will offer you something that definitely will be more than the time you spent on building this. That is the business card strategy. All it requires is for you to go out there and implement it. Don't overthink it. Don't over-worry it. Just get up right now, gather your cards, and start rocking. I will see you on the next strategy.